Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel where I share about the joy of parenting boys, how to navigate the challenges and get the best out of them. I also share tips about how to connect the dots between fathers and son. My name is Olubukola Jolubo, and today I'll be sharing with you what I call the 6 R's of that you should pass on to your boys, or if you like, the 6 R's that makes up the secret of a successful and sensible young man. Please stay with me. So like I said, today we'll be sharing some key R's that would help you or that you should pass on to your children as parents, particularly as fathers. And the first on the list is respect. I bet as a father or as a man, you know how important respect is to you. You want people to respect you, you want your wife to respect you, you want your children to respect you. But how do you give respect to the people around you? You know what? The way you give respect to the people around you determines the way your son will give respect to the people around him. Did you hear what I said there? The way you give, not the way you tell your son to give. Because the way we model things, when we model things to people, when we show people how to do things, they learn faster than when we tell them how to do things. You cannot expect your son to respect his wife or the people around him if you don't already respect your spouse or the people around you. Talking about respect, let me paint this scenario to you, fathers. You have a wife you do not respect, and you talk to her the way you like, you slight her in the presence of people, in the presence of your son. What would you expect your son to do to his own wife? And in future, your daughter-in-law comes to you and say, hey, father-in-law, my husband is not respecting me. I don't like the way he talks to me. How would you be confident enough to show or to tell your son off if you have not been showing your wife or your spouse or even your friends respect in the presence of your son? That's me saying, be careful the way you talk to your wife in the presence of your sons. Be careful the way you talk about your friends in the presence of your sons, because they're watching you and they're learning respect from you. Now to my second R, which I call response. This is the manner we react to stimulus, situations, or challenges. I was once a customer service at Tesco for a couple of years, and one thing I learned that made me successful as a customer service manager is responding, the way I respond to situation. Responding right helps us tackle situation responsibly. I will always say to my son that responding to situations means you give it a good analytical thought before you push it out of you, and the outcome to responding is usually positive, other than the outcome to reacting, which you do most times spontaneously. And at the end of the day, you either regret it and have to come back to apologize. Hey, how do you respond to situations at home? How do you respond in the presence of your children? They do something wrong, and before you know it, you're jumping out of your chair and lashing out on them. Or they do something wrong and you take it in, take a deep breath, and then you talk about it. And even if you need to lash out some disciplines, you're doing it constructively, and then they're learning from it. So there is no rift or issues with anybody. You don't have to come back to keep apologizing or saying, oh, I should have done that better, and then you come back again because you keep reacting. And the third R I want us to look at today is responsibility. Yes, responsibility. This is closely tied to the second R, which was response. Responsibility is being able to consciously make decisions and conduct behaviors that seek to improve oneself or help others. Responsibility is accepting responsibility or accepting or owning your actions and decisions. And so, a responsible person will stop to analyze his response because he knows he will have to take responsibility for them. You would have to take responsibility for your actions, for situations, or whatever you find yourself in. I come from Africa, and one of the culture I really don't like in Africa is that we always give or tie whatever happens to somebody or something. So what I'm saying is we'll always blame someone or something for anything that happens to us rather than take responsibility for it. For instance, you're going out and you're running late for work, and then you get to work or you're going for an interview and you get there late. When you get to the interview, the first thing that comes to your head is, oh, there was traffic on the road. So you're blaming the traffic or the heavy traffic and giving the responsibility of why you did not get to that interview early on that heavy traffic. But what if you had looked at the situation and added an hour or so to that, say, okay, I'll get to the interview place an hour earlier and I just sit down and hang out there in the lobby? That's taking responsibility. Hear this: an irresponsible man is one who puts the responsibility of his actions on another. Every parent must teach their son to take ownership of their actions, and by this, they must learn to think before they act. Please remember to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button so when I put up the next or the concluding part of this video, you would be notified when it comes up. I'll see you around. My name again is Olubukola Jelobo.